Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Salam Media. I'm your host this evening, Rakir Dawood. It is 47 minutes past 8. And we're going to be joined by Lenn Moleko looking at the first Soweto Derby for the year 2021. It's going to be an interesting one. Kaizer Chiefs hitting form at the right time. Samir Nokovic obviously being a catalyst in Kaizer Chiefs' return to winning ways in the DStv Premiership, as well as the cup competitions. Then we've got Orlando Pirates, who have been quite consistent this season, but how will they fare up against a Kaizer Chiefs team that is currently on the rise? Lenn Moleko will be telling us all about this. Good evening, Lenn.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much. It's always lovely to have you on the line. Lenn, we've got a Soweto Derby that takes place tomorrow. This fixture first took place the 24th of January 1970. Fast forward a good couple of years, and now we've got 2020, where Kaizer Chiefs take on Orlando Pirates. 2021. What can we expect in the first Soweto Derby for the year?
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one. If you look at how the teams have fared over the past couple of match days, because we look at an Orlando Pirates team that started the season on, I would want to say, a high, because they were getting results. They were there and thereabout in the top four. And then you've got a Kaizer Chiefs team that started on a low. And truth be told, they did start on a low because results were not coming from. And a lot of people saying the coach must go, the coach is not doing what the coach is not supposed to do. And you look at it now, I mean, they had 2-3 victories on the trot, and suddenly they are a couple of points away from Orlando Pirates. And part and parcel of how the Chiefs' winning streak came about was the return of Nokovic. And he's been able to assist and make way for the youngsters, the Mashianis, the Ngobos of this world, to get into the pocket and score those important goals. So it's a very tough one to call, because both teams played a draw during the week. And if it was a case of the Soweto Derby with fans at the stadium, we would be talking a different story. But there are no fans, and we saw what happened when there were no fans, because it was during a cup competition whereby Pirates went 2-0 up in the first leg, or 3-0 up in the first leg and 2-0 up in the second leg with a 5-0 aggregate. So will it still be the same case? Probably not, because it's not a cup game. It's a league game. So a point is almost as good as a victory, but a victory is as good as a victory gets. So Chiefs are on a high. They're getting their tactics together. They haven't lost in the past 4 or 5 games, if I'm not mistaken. And Pirates have had a mixture of results. So it's a Soweto Derby. It's one game that when the players go into it, form falls out of the window. And it's literally about pride and playing for that badge. More than the name at the back of your jersey, it's more about playing for that badge on your chest.
No, definitely. And I mean, it's all about bragging rights in Soweto. And right now, the bragging rights in Soweto isn't between 2 teams anymore. There is a Soweto giant who is currently on the rise. And they currently placed higher than your traditional Soweto teams. Lenn, I mean, they've had a stellar season, but for now, the spotlight's going to be on the old foes, Pirates and Chiefs. What is your prediction of this match?
Look, at the rate things are going, I'm inclined to think about a draw.
Yeah.
But I think the momentum that Kaizer Chiefs have had in the past couple of games gives them the advantage. The presence of Samir Nokovic gives them the advantage. And Pirates have got there's a number of injuries that they have reported during the week. The likes of Mhango might not be available. I think Maela is also one of them. Yeah, so I'm inclined to think Kaizer Chiefs is going to win this game.
No, definitely. And who knows? I mean, Samir Nokovic being the catalyst in that Kaizer Chiefs team, orchestrating so many goals, and as well as finishing off the goals that are orchestrated for him. I mean, who knows? He might just score the winner in the Soweto Derby and upset the upset the bones and skulls, eh?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like we've seen what he was able to do. I mean, in the game against Cape Town City, he played a crucial role, or rather, Amazulu actually.
Yes, Amazulu for that matter.
So, yes, and you saw in the game that came subsequent to that, assisting, scoring, and he's that pillar that allows the youngsters, the Ngobos, the Mashianes of this world to be able to free themselves and get those opportunities. And if you've got somebody like that, and also given that a lot of people have identified that Orlando Pirates have got an issue with defense, especially with some elements of carelessness that come with the defender, Tyson Khatwayo. Those are some of the things that Bokovic can take advantage of. So looking at the balance of things, my mind says Kaizer Chiefs is most likely going to win this game, be it by a small margin, but a win nonetheless.
Definitely. So your final score prediction on this one, is it 1-0 or have you changed your mind in the past minute and a half?
I'll look. It's going to be a very small winning margin. It'll be by a goal, but because I'm one who loves goals, I will give it 2-1 to Kaizer Chiefs.
Okay, there you've got it from Lenn Moleko, the football journo himself, one of the best in the country to do it, and he's just given his prediction on that game. Len, it better be very, very close or correct. Otherwise, we're going to be holding you responsible next week when we do have you on the show. Thank you so much for your time this evening. We really appreciate it, and enjoy the football that will be on our television screens this weekend and the Soweto Derby, for that matter.
All right, thank you very much. We'll definitely enjoy the football. And like you said earlier on, there is another Soweto giant that's on the rise, and obviously that's Morocco. Oh, sorry. Swallows FC, and doing relatively well. And it should be interesting when they have their return legs against Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. But we're just going to keep our eyes glued to the screen.
No, definitely. Thank you so much. That was our resident football journal, Lenn Moleko, giving us his thoughts on the Soweto Derby coming up this weekend. But now we're going to be joined by a sports massage therapist, a professional in her own right, Shanae Jade Peterson, who will be sharing her experiences and how she implements her experiences on helping others within the sporting fraternity, and also everyday human beings like you and me. How many of us dropped our New Year's resolutions because that post-training or post-exercise muscle soreness and stiffness was just too much for us, and there our New Year's resolutions went down the drain. Well, let's see. February is around the corner, and can we revive it? Shanae will give us tips on how exactly we can stay on track with our fitness and training regimes by implementing proper recovery sessions. And recovery. Okay, we can talk all night about recovery, but for now we're gonna be joined by Shanae